Hello.
Good evening, guys. How are you? Good to see you
Good
again.
afternoon, young man.
How you doing, sir? How are you?
I'm well, thank you. Good.
I usually sit right next to you.
Okay, I'll sit here.
You can sit next to me, that's fine.
Wait,
How's it going?
Okay, we.
Hey, Rich, how you doing?
Hello, what's happening?
All right, you guys sit up there, because we have the lawyer.
Jerry, Lori,
You-
phone. I'm not sitting there.
What's the matter? Oh, is there enough chairs?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, not for Joe.
That's what I'm saying, Joe, because I thought he sat up there
Well,
last.
Jerry
time.
can sit next to me. Arthur, you can come down here, or you all
Okay,
can
now the
shift.
table.
See?
Wow.
No,
We're gonna play music
It's on
and
his
chairs.
right, it's up to you.
No, go ahead.
Sir, is this the chair?
No,
I know the chair, is this it?
that is not the chair.
John has it.
He insists it's still good?
He looks a
It's still
little
good?
No,
It's still good, John?
No, actually, no.
He came in and switched.
It's not the chair?
He came in and switched it. Huh?
Small crowd.
Sorry.
There we go. We're good now.
Wait.
Without covering my mouth. So rude.
Is yours okay?
Trying to make sure
There you go.
Yeah, I just had it. We're good.
Okay, good. I don't like complaints.
Oh, yeah, we don't. Can somebody else check and make sure we're online?
It says we are live, yes.
Yeah, we are.
Okay. What time? I have 7.
It was 6:49 and I had to put this.
Oh, shit, I could have been doing that.
Welcome and thank you for choosing freeconferencecall.com. You're helping people around the world communicate for free. Please enter your access code followed by the pound or hash sign.
Oh,
We don't need to.
we don't.
No. Okay, so.
Please re-enter your access code followed by the pound or hash sign.
The access code. Yeah.
Oh my God. I have a migraine.
Okay. Sure.
Dear.
Sorry.
It's a weather.
If you are the host, press star now.
That's what we all
Otherwise,
have to do.
please wait and you will be joined into the conference.
Share the mic. All right, well, it's
Please
7
announce
o'clock.
yourself.
Okay, so welcome to the April 11th, 2024 Pawling Joint Sewer Commission. If you could please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Hopefully everyone's had a chance to review the minutes from March. Can I get a motion to approve the minutes?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And can I get a motion to approve the treasurer's report as presented for March?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And we have the March 2024 vouchers as presented and prepaid vouchers in the amount of $68,445.33. I have a motion.
So moved.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right. I'm gonna make a motion to transfer $68,445.33 from O&M account to the checking account to pay the March 2024 vouchers and any prepaid vouchers. Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, reference 24.24, it's an estimate from Rooney Electric for the Sheridan pump station in the amount of $4,200. Why do I not have,
Do you want it? You want this?
It's the third page in there.
Here, you come
maybe it's stuck somewhere.
We did get another bid, just so that everyone knows, we got a bid from Lapolis. It was only a bid for them to just come out and troubleshoot it, and they wanted almost $800 just to look at it. Rooney gave us two different, ways to go with it, and it seems to make sense that we would have him do it properly, do the transfer switch, change all the wiring the way it's supposed to be for the 4,200.
Yes.
Yeah,
4,200,
Yeah.
I would agree. Does anybody
I'm
have
good.
any other?
I'm all right.
All right, so can I get a motion to approve, reference 24.24?
I'll make a motion.
No second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Reference 25.24.
What's the email? Yeah. Did you not get anything?
I don't think, what, did I get a bad packet? Oh, I flipped it. Sorry. All right, so this is a request for a waiver of penalty. You're seeing multiple accounts. This is, am I allowed to say who it's for? This is for Mizentop Schools. And what had happened was their chief financial person had left and a new one had been hired, and this was something the quarterly bill had gotten missed. So they're just asking for a waiver on the penalty for it. This has never happened with the school before, so I'm inclined to give them the waiver. Does anybody,
I'm
no
okay.
discussion?
I'm
okay
with
too.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so I'll make a motion to provide that waiver.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Reference 27.24, preventative maintenance agreement for 2024 from H.A. Schreck for 7 generators in the amount of $1,274.50. This is something we do annually.
And they've had the contract in the past, I think, right?
Last year was their first year,
Yeah.
and they only changed, each one of the generators either went up by $10 or $20, depending on the size of the
Right.
generator, so it wasn't a huge
Mhm.
increase.
I mean, this is just a labor, but no parts, so just be aware of it.
Well, it shows you the
Oil
level
and
1
stuff,
surface
right, yeah.
is
Oil,
what they provide.
Yeah.
So they-
Filters,
Yeah.
So it is filters,
yeah, stuff like
The
that.
oils.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, we need to have them done, that's for
Yeah, it's
sure.
not too bad for
Yes, we
7
need them,
generators.
so.
Yeah.
Any other questions? All right, so can I get a motion to approve reference 2724?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, this is just a thought that Christine and I had talked about, is that going out to bid for some of these things that we have to buy in bulk and whatever to try to get better pricing, so this was just here to discuss it. I think Rich and Justin are thinking that that's probably a good idea to.
Yeah, we've seen a drastic increase over the past couple of years with some of these chemicals, right?
How many companies sell these chemicals?
For chemicals?
A lot?
We only actually use 2 different companies,
Oh,
but,
is it?
yeah.
Yeah.
But there's other ones out
That-
there,
that
and
do-
Cedarwood is actually, giving us a lot of information of where we can look.
Look, okay.
Mhm.
So this was just, I mean, this
Right,
isn't
just-
necessarily something we're
It's
ready
just
to pull the
Right.
trigger on,
Okay.
but I just wanted, if it's not down, I forget.
Yeah.
It can't hurt to shop around.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
So,
And by doing the bid process, they'd probably be good for a year from,
Right,
calendar year.
right,
Maybe we'll get some competitive pricing.
Yeah,
right.
Can't hurt.
because we pretty much, a lot of the chemicals that we use, we have a general idea of the amount that we go through, a quarter or a year for the most part.
It was stuck to my
Yeah, I
agenda.
think it's definitely worth looking into, yeah, it's a good idea.
I think so too.
All right, so that was just on there, just for discussion point. We'll look into it a little further, come back with a plan maybe for some of the things.
Mhm.
So, stay tuned.
Can you continue?
Yes. As you know, we had hired Municipal Solutions, Jeff Smith, along with an accountant, John, and I don't remember his last name, sorry. Shabbat,
Yeah,
something like that.
Savash.
So they have been working on it. Unfortunately, though, we still have not received the month of December from RBT. And here we are in April. So I'm finding this really ridiculous. So we can't finish up the reporting, but I just wanted to let you know, he's still there. Christine and I spoke to him again today. They are planning on coming down next month to go through our files, and, hopefully by then we'll have the month of December, and then shortly after that, hopefully he will be able to put a final report together that then can be shared with the commission.
Well, they're on right now, they have to file the EUD report by May. So they have.
RBT.
Yeah.
So
They
they're
have to
under the
get it
gun.
done.
So we should hopefully then have it soon. It's the only thing we can hope for at this
Yeah,
point. But I've also asked today with Jeff Smith, I asked him if John could get us a proposal for our next meeting to become our accountant. So, once I have that proposal, we'll send it out to the commission, and because I can't stay with RBT.
Yeah, I mean, I understand it takes a while to close out the end of the year, making sure everything's in, but they're always
Yeah.
4 months behind,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, anyway, so that's the update. Current projects, Dan, you're on?
Yeah, I can talk about ASPCA, but Christine, can you, I'm not sure of the status, did they pick up all the meters, the water meters at the wood?
Yes, they have all of them. Building 1 is the only one that has been installed that I've been told, and we've inspected it, it works fine. Justin went and checked it, everything is fine with it,
That's at the Woods?
yes.
No, it's at
Oh, I'm sorry.
ASPCA.
I'm sorry.
She has a headache, we're giving her a pass.
Sorry.
We're giving her a pass, Dan.
ASPCA has not
He went off,
contacted me about,
he went
meters.
off agenda.
Yeah.
Woods is first.
I have had no contact from ASPCA regarding meters.
Yeah, I have, I was asking you to comment on the wood, so thank you.
Oh, well, you said ASPCA.
I thought he
Too
jumped.
many margaritas.
Oh, Dan.
He's got a lot of nerve.
I had an unsweetened iced tea on the way.
Yeah. I'm sorry, what, Dan, we're having too much fun with, or not fun with you and margaritas.
Yeah, all right, so ASPCA, I informed them, as we discussed last month, that they would be responsible for the deep plumbing in the pit, the valve pit at the discharge of the pump station. They went out on the street to get contractors that we recommended that they interview. And one of them has been in contact with me, and I'm working through the details of what they need to do to make this work. I will, at some point very soon, need to involve Justin, because he has to be fully involved in understanding what's going to happen in that pit. I don't believe it will require any change in the pump station operation. I think they can do this with valves to protect the workers in the pit, but geometry may make some change in that, and if there is any, then it will be more carefully reviewed by Justin and me to make sure that nothing goes wrong when they do the work. I'm not sure when that work will be scheduled. I'm guessing it will be sometime in May.
Okay.
And
And-
that's all I have on ASPCA.
Okay, so now that we are on the same page, what was it that you wanted to talk about for Castagna, the woods?
We just want to know if they have their meters.
Okay, and they do have their meters?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that it, Dan? Just about the meters?
That's all I have on those two items.
Okay, thank you. All right, attorney's report. Joe, I know that, there's been discussion with District 2, which is Cedar Valley, was not set up properly or legally with us. And we've asked the town to try to resolve that. We had reached out to their attorney Nancy with no response the first time, and then more recently we reached out again, and she had assured us that we would have an update for this meeting. However, I know I didn't receive anything. Did you receive anything from Nancy?
I didn't, and just to update the board and the public, the history of that is that as the board will know, in the last quarter of last year, I think it was actually Dan that may have raised the question about whether or not that was, Sewer District 2 was properly formed, and so Nancy, back in November of last year, sent an email saying that their review of the files only revealed, with respect to Sewer District Number 2, an old site plan, I think from 1988, that had a strange note on it that might even have been a typo. And it said something like, sewer to be provided by Pawling Joint Sewer District 2, which isn't even a thing. It probably meant Pawling Joint Sewer Commission. Anyway, she said at that time that she couldn't find anything else. Then in March, and couldn't find anything in particular with respect to establishing a transportation corporation. In February, I specifically inquired of Nancy as to whether or not there had been any progress made on that, either any new information about it being formed, or whether they were taking any action to do that, to rectify that situation. We didn't get any answer, and that was February 22nd. On the 16th of March, I sent a follow-up email, and on the 18th, Nancy did respond. I specifically said in that email, our next meeting is April 11th. Do you think you could update us before that? And Nancy did indicate that she could. So I have not received anything. If I missed it, I checked again today. My apologies to Nancy, but I didn't see it.
Okay. Did you have anything else?
The only other thing I wanted to note, and again, I'm quite sure that the commission is aware of this, but to my knowledge, and maybe you have better knowledge, I don't know that the town has acted on the budget, this commission's budget. And I just do, have they?
I don't.
I don't think they have. I only just want to mention that, the IMA, which we all know has been a subject of discussion, requires that these two municipalities fund the budget. And so I just bring that to the board's attention. Again, if the commission's attention, if my information is outdated, I'm going to reach out and see whether perhaps it is,
So
but
what do we do if the town's not
I think,
passing this?
subject to me, again, confirming factually that there's been no action on it, I think as the commission's counsel, with your permission, I would reach out to them in a formal correspondence and ask them when they expect to act, and at least be on record.
So
We haven't
if
had.
you wouldn't mind reaching out to Nancy again
Sure.
and following up with the District 2 Cedar Valley
Yeah,
and the passing of the commission's budget.
yeah, and I apologize again, if my information's not current, and I don't mean to make a fuss, But I don't think we've had members from the town here at the last 2 meetings either, or I would just simply ask. So,
Correct.
so I'll find out.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Engineers report, is Jonathan or Brian on?
They are here.
Do you have any, do you have anything that you wanna bring up?
Yeah, we discussed the two things, the repair of the sewer line and manhole on Reservoir Road
Okay,
and the 2024 I&I study. Yeah, so for the Reservoir Road, the sewer repairs, we went back and forth a little bit. TAM, it's our understanding that TAM is willing to wait until the school year is completed, which is June 26th,
yep,
to go do that repair, so we're not dealing with all the congestion right, in the school day. So they're willing to wait until then to do the repair. So we gave out our notice of award. We put the date, the date in there. We basically gave them a month after the end of the school year, so basically to the end of July to complete the work, and we'll send it out to them and then see what they say. But so
Okay.
we did go with the cheaper price. We didn't have to pay the weekend rate, so it's the total is $19,850 for that.
okay, thank you.
Yep. Then for the I&I study, yeah, we just, we met there on Wednesday.
Yep.
Went down to the wastewater plant and met with Justin, and we went out in the collection system and kind of mapped out our 4 areas where we're going to put the manta ray, the flow meters there, and collect data and see what we have for this year. So
Okay,
maybe I have any questions, I can elaborate further if that's good enough.
okay, thank you, Brian. Does anybody have any questions?
Yep.
No?
No, not
Okay,
at this
thank you, Brian.
All right, you're welcome.
Dan, did you have anything?
Just that the chairman and I are still going to talk with Trinity Pawling about repairs in their system that we hope will be completed in 2024, reducing I&I. There is some work that I've talked to the deputy chair about, needed for odor control at the Castagna pump station. I'll work with the chair and the deputy chair to get a plan together for that. Municipal Solutions, the village, because it's the bonding entity, received a notice from EFC regarding the trunk sewer. And the village responded that if the funding can be as much as 50%, they'd be interested in pursuing a grant and loan package. Subsequent to that, we received a letter from EFC asking for additional information. Jeff Smith at Municipal Solutions will provide information that's currently available in response to that. We're not going to invent anything new or do any new work. It's just going to package some of the older information to show EFC that there is an interest, provided we get the 50% funding. And finally, Municipal Solutions is reaching out to Jay Grasso for some clarification regarding the quote for the income survey, which had potential of making it a 0% month.
Yeah,
And
thank you, Dan. I had reviewed Jay Grasso's proposal, but it seemed like it was a proposal to do the entire service area, which we had just done around a year ago for water. So I had asked Jeff Smith today if we could just use the water one from a year ago and only pick up the few little fringe areas that were sewer only to add to that, so that we weren't looking at such an expensive income survey to do. And Jeff was gonna follow up with Jay and see about giving us a new proposal, so, a revised proposal, so we can save a few dollars. So thank you, Dan. All right.
You're welcome.
Does anybody have anything else? Oh, I'm sorry.
Operator.
Operators, sorry. I was moving right along. Justin or Rich?
I just wanted to take note that we took 9 inches of rain this past month, and our flows we're a very high average of 507,000, right? Is that correct? 507,000.
Yep.
Where when we don't have rain, our flows are around 300,000. So that just shows you an extra 200,000 a day we're taking in from just the I&I alone.
And more rain coming.
Yes.
I plan on being
Thank
here.
you.
So, we have a couple projects going on. One at the sewer plant for the mixer for the SBR. We're still trying to coordinate getting everyone over there, but Mother Nature needs to cooperate with us.
Yes.
So we are working on that. We have a pump out at Green Lawn Pump Station. So each pump station has 2 pumps in it. They alternate back and forth. We had one go out, which was delivered to H.A. Schreck to have him look at. We're gonna get a price on repair. I'm suggesting, and I've been talking to Lori, that we should have another pump in stock for these emergencies. We are going to find a common horsepower throughout the system except for one pump station, which is Hillview, which is, it's got either a 9 or a 10 horsepower in it. A high head pump, so that's the oddball in the group. Make a suggestion that we do purchase a spare pump so we have it on the shelf, just in case something like this does happen, we could drop in a pump, and we have still 2 in one pump station. I'll get some prices for everyone, and we'll share them with them. I don't know, did everybody get the sheets?
I emailed it to everyone, I asked if anyone wanted me to print them a copy, because it's 16 pages.
Yeah.
I'm happy
If
to
you're
do
in-
that, but I didn't want to print up.
If you guys are interested, we have some pictures of, I mean, it's gross, but we have rags that we've been collecting out of the pump stations. We are trying to give you guys pictures, so at least when we're sitting at a meeting and talk about it, you can see what the guys, what they're doing. We had a rock at Green Lawn Pump Station, a rock got in there and it got jammed in the impeller of the pump. There's a picture of that. We're gonna try to be more, sending pictures over so you guys can see exactly what's going on through the system. And it's easier to understand, instead of me sitting here saying, or Justin saying, we found a rock. Well, you can see the size of the rock.
It's a significant
Where would
size.
the rock come from?
It could've came from any place. I mean, with the high flows, it could've came in a crack. We're looking for I&I problems. It could've been in there for years from another,
Project.
construction project. It
Okay, we just-
happens.
Okay, it fluid in there.
But we do correct me if I'm wrong, Green Lawn and Corbin are the 2 that are heavy in rags coming from
Yes.
from Cedar Valley and Castagna, correct?
And we have planned to camera Cedar Valley next time New York Rural comes around. And that's one of the spots that me and Cedarwood were looking at for cameraing and monitoring possibly.
Well, I'm gonna
Good.
pass that on.
And then, just to get back to I&I, I think this kind of plays along with I&I, is stormwater. And we have partnered with the town on a grant from DEC, where they give $30,000 per municipality, and we were successful in receiving that grant. So we're each supposed to, we got the 60,000, we're each supposed to get 30,000. I was hoping to talk to the supervisor tonight about that, because he made a statement at one of his board meetings that he had 60,000 to do his MS4 mapping, which is all your catch basins and your outfalls, but technically half of that is the village as well. And so when we can get that mapping done and our maps are supposed to come together seamlessly, it certainly would help also in identifying some of our I&I areas. So, or where to look. So, the village, we've been working on that grant, so I do need to reach with the supervisor and find out, how are we processing this, so. But, it does tie into the I&I issues, so.
I&I is a big issue.
Yeah.
It's
It's really
costing the
bad.
village way too much money.
Yeah.
It really is.
Anything else? Sorry for,
That's okay. Not off the top of my head.
okay. All right, does anybody have anything that's not on the agenda? All right, well, thank you, everyone.
Thank
Have a
you.
great night.
Thank you.